Welcome to our World History YouTube channel. Here, we aim to provide an in-depth and engaging exploration of the past, covering a wide range of historical events and figures from around the globe. Why the Russia-Ukraine War? The Russia-Ukraine War, also known as the Russo-Ukrainian War, is a conflict that began in 2014 as a result of political and social developments in Ukraine, including the Ukrainian Revolution and the subsequent annexation of Crimea by Russia. The conflict escalated into a military conflict between Ukrainian government forces and Russian-backed separatists in the Donbas region of Ukraine. The ongoing conflict has resulted in thousands of casualties and has become a major source of tension between Russia and the West. The root causes of the war are complex and include historical, cultural, geopolitical, and economic factors. The harm caused by the Russia-Ukraine war has been substantial. The conflict has resulted in thousands of deaths, with both civilians and military personnel being killed. In addition, the war has displaced hundreds of thousands of people, many of whom have been forced to flee their homes and become refugees. The conflict has also had a major impact on the economy of both Ukraine and the wider region, with trade and investment being disrupted, and infrastructure being damaged or destroyed. The war has also produced a number of wider geopolitical consequences. It has deepened tensions between Russia and the West, and has led to increased international sanctions against Russia. The conflict has also intensified debates about the future of Europe and the role of the West in promoting stability and security in the region. Additionally, the war has raised questions about the effectiveness of international norms and institutions, such as the United Nations, in promoting peace and resolving conflicts. It's difficult to determine the exact number of Muslims and non-Muslims in Ukraine as the country does not have a recent, official census. However, according to various estimates, the majority of the population in Ukraine is Orthodox Christian, while a significant minority is Muslim, primarily made up of Crimean Tatars. There is also a small but growing number of other religious groups, including Roman Catholicism, Protestantism, and Judaism. The exact religious composition of the population can vary depending on the region, with some areas having a higher concentration of one particular religious group. Ukraine shares borders with 7 countries: Russia to the east and northeast, Belarus to the north, Poland, Slovakia, and Hungary to the west, Romania and Moldova to the southwest. The total length of Ukraine's land borders is approximately 6,500 kilometers. Additionally, Ukraine also has a coastline along the Black Sea to the south. The end of the Russia-Ukraine war is not yet clear and depends on a variety of factors, including the actions of the various parties involved, the outcome of ongoing negotiations and diplomacy, and the evolution of the conflict itself. Efforts to end the conflict, such as the Minsk Agreement signed in 2015, have so far failed to produce a lasting solution. The situation remains complex and fluid, and any predictions about the end of the war must be viewed with caution. Ultimately, a lasting peace will likely require a political settlement that takes into account the interests and concerns of all parties involved, as well as the broader international community. Until such a settlement is reached, the conflict is likely to persist and the situation in the region will remain tense. The United States has not been a silent spectator in the Russia-Ukraine war, but rather has taken a number of actions in response to the conflict. The U.S. has imposed economic sanctions on Russia in response to its annexation of Crimea and its support for separatist rebels in eastern Ukraine. The U.S. has also provided political and economic support to Ukraine, including military aid, in order to help the country resist Russian aggression. Additionally, the U.S. has worked with its allies in the European Union and NATO to apply pressure on Russia and to support Ukraine in the conflict. However, the U.S. has faced limitations in its ability to directly intervene in the conflict. The conflict is primarily being fought on Ukrainian territory, and there is limited military support that the U.S. can provide without risking an escalation of the conflict. Additionally, the U.S. has also faced political and diplomatic challenges in finding a solution to the conflict, given the complexity of this situation and the competing interests of various international actors. As a result, the U.S. has pursued a combination of diplomatic, economic, and military measures to address the conflict, and has sought to work with its allies to promote peace and stability in the region. Subscribe and share our YouTube channel World History 2023 so that we can continue to reach you with information from the whole world. Thank you.